We had a company that was 25 years old, and we just sold it 6 months ago. And we came up with Inspire while we were leading the organization, looking for a platform to help us with strategy execution, continuous performance management, and there really just wasn't anything out there. So we developed this and put it out to our employees, and we saw engagement skyrocket and retention skyrocket. And I worked with Ken Blanchard, who inspired us to come up with this program. I got my master's degree at University of San Diego with Ken's program, and he's like, get it out to all of our clients. This is awesome stuff, because we really helped apply the leadership principles of what he was teaching in situational leadership within the program. So more frequent conversations, more high quality conversations. And the feedback that we got from our employees was, we really like the types of meetings that we're having now with our leaders, because they're listening to us, and they're starting to give us the kind of direction we need when we need it. And so we formed Inspire, and we've got a bunch of clients now, and we're out there, and we sold the company so we could really focus on this as our main passion and trying to help other companies.
Yeah, and Chris and I, because we were able to find a way to work together, even as a married couple, for so many years with Innova Systems, deciding to sell it didn't seem like the end for us. So we decided to venture out and continue on with this, relationship company building, and help other companies, and continue our, couple relationship running a business, because we have really enjoyed it a lot. At least I know I have.
That's awesome. And one of the things about this fluid world of business that we're in right now is it's expanding, and kind of like one of the AI conversations we were having earlier, in the world of being very specific in what we do, AI is getting more and more and more into that world, so we have to become more generalists, we have to do more things. One of the challenges when we first had our conversation is, you're a young company, you're in that bucket of performance management, and yet you're not just a performance management software off the shelf, right? So that now comes down to, how do you position and message that? Because in this world of risk for these employers, they have to know right away they get you, right?
Yeah.
So if you can maybe talk to the conversations we had initially, what was it that attracted you to Connex and the kind of work that we've been able to do with you with the positioning and messaging?
Yeah, I would say the one thing I think most HR, and you have a lot of CHROs here, they understand that performance management is broken for the most part out there, at least a traditional model. And so we believe that what we've done is very different than the traditional. It's more frequent touch points, more of the quality of the conversations where there's some structure to it. And we believe that this community within Connex really can relate to that. And in fact, a lot of that we've talked to here in the last couple of days are making that connection, and they are all seeming to trying to figure out, how do we lean into this more frequent, lighter way, instead of these big end of year, 19 whatever years in the industrial age they came up with this system. So there's employees are not surprised at the end of the year and feeling like it's a waste of time, but they're really getting coached to develop themselves, and I think that's what your HR community is really after as well. They want to see the cultures and engagement grow, and figure out how to grow their people, and in the more of this kind of newer approach to performance.
Yeah, and who we've met so far in the Connex group and the community is understanding that the newer generation, it needs to be more about the people and providing them meaningful work, and determining whether we're really doing that is what we're focused on with Inspire software, and helping them learn and engage, which keeps them at their companies longer. And your groups are that we've met with so far are really focusing on that and trying to make that happen. And I think that makes us a good addition to Connex partners.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that we look to do for our members is to provide that value, right? Because where do they go? And so then it's going into the assessment, we had to understand, as I talked about up front, how do we position you so they do understand it, right? Now, we can't get through, every bell and whistle underneath the hood, but we certainly can position you in a way that it gets you your day in court because they see something different, right? So if we can maybe talk about that piece, right? That ability to sit down with, as you have with these buyers, and this is a very now targeted conversation as opposed to just walking through a door and having to spend an hour introducing yourself.
I think you've done an amazing job with this event in learning all you can about every partner and what their needs are and what their pain points are, and matching up who you think can help someone else, because every single one of our conversations have been easy, fruitful, and they're just natural because we seem to be, for the most part, on the same page with what we're trying to do or what we're trying to change in business.
Yeah, and I'd say a lot of the folks that we've talked to, everybody's got a big list of challenges and pain points, but trying to hone in on what are the key ones and not try to tackle everything. And that's something you guys have been really helpful of. Yeah, bringing that to light and coaching us as part of, don't get too dispersed and spread thin, but really let's solve one thing at a time.
And maybe that's a great transition into that coaching piece, because you and I, we spent some time together. Maybe you can talk about that, because, being a CEO and being a visionary and running companies, as you know, is acutely different than being in a room and being in that business development seat. Yeah, in the short amount of time, being able to take all that information, because, you both understand inside and out experientially where you want to get to, but now you got a finite amount of time. Can you talk about, the type of coaching stuff that we did?
Yeah, I think it's been one of the things as a CEO, you usually don't get a lot of coaching or feedback or mentoring. You're kind of in this position unless you go out and seek it. And when I first started getting some of the feedback from you, it was really awesome to see, 3 pages of a 30-minute meeting of feedback on did this good, but here's some things you can think about, and in a way that was really easy to receive the feedback and be able to act on it. And it's been great, and it's helped us even in this short time since we've received that and started talking to some.
And helps us to always remember that it's important that we learn about the person that we're talking to, engaging with, selling something or not. Really important that we get to know them and they get to know us to some point to find that match. And your reminders how to do that and where you needed to do that to build that relationship, those were really important and impactful.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just think it's something I'll recommend to people that I know to get involved with. And it was great being referred to from a client of ours that gave us some confidence that they're happy with what we're doing and wanted us to join in and get this out to others. But I really do think it's a great organization at this level of what we're at, and it's really in our sweet spot for target companies that we're trying to get our message out to. So yeah, just
building this network is really important to us, and I can tell from all the other clients that are involved, it's important to them. And we have so many really great partners that are trying to do the same thing. You can't go out there and do it in the cold, on your own and hope that you will conquer the world. You need help, and this is a helping platform, and I think you're doing a great job.